right, welcome to episode 28 or 29, Jax?
29, I think.
29 of the League 365 podcast. I'm your host, Fergo. I'm here with Jacko. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Coming out the back of Origin.
Yeah, great game last Wednesday night. Yeah, it was unreal.
Yeah, as always, guys, we're sponsored by BearBet. Remember to go down and see the boys. There's been a big update down there on their website. Our podcast Bet of the Week will be up there tomorrow. So make sure you join down there and get into the BearBet. Jacko, Origin Week. Oh, actually, no, let's do the tipping comp.
Yeah.
I'll leave that with you.
Yep, so tipping comp. The overall winner this week was Slats86.
Slatsy, good job, Slatsy.
6 points. So jump on your account. Your prize will be in your account. And the overall is Slats86 on 71, tied with Tadpole 14 on 71. And then you got myself on 70. That's the top three.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, after this week.
Are any of them use their jokers, or they're all
use their jokers?
Yep, okay. Yep. All right. Let's what we're going to do today, guys. We're going to review Origin. We're going to go deep into the Origin game, and then we're going to do a review of last week's game. So, Jax, let's start with the Origin. We watched it together. What did you make of it? What was your thoughts about the whole game?
Yeah, I think as a game it was good. It was exciting. New South Wales were really poor that first half, especially that first 20 minutes. KP gets sent off with 20 to go, and New South Wales come home strong. Teddy ices the catch at the end, and New South Wales get the win. I think New South Wales only won because of the send-off, to be honest. I think if there was no send-off, Queensland win and probably win quite easily, in my opinion, with how the game was going. Yeah. But New South Wales go 1-0 up, and off to Melbourne we go in a fortnight. So
yeah, it was a real tale of two halves, wasn't it? The first half, what was it, 20-6 at half time? Could have been more.
Yeah.
I felt like it could have been more. I thought there was a big play in the first half, which I don't know if it's been mentioned, but it was a tackle on... Who was it? I can't remember who it was, but Ethan Strange made the tackle and knocked the ball free, and then they came up with a try on the back of that. I thought that was a huge play. Let's just go through a few of the players from both sides, and I want to get your opinion on them. Let's start with the fullback. Let's start with Teddy, because there was a lot of people calling for Dylan Edwards, probably more calling for Dylan Edwards than Teddy. What did you make of Teddy's performance?
I thought he was fair. I don't think he did anything exciting. He made one error when they had the overlap late in the game, and he didn't ice that pass to, I'm not sure who it was, maybe Stephen Crichton out there.
It was Hamoli, I think.
Oh, right, okay. Apart from that, I think he was quiet. He still tried to inject himself into the game with plenty of runs and carries. He just wasn't at his tackle busting himself. It was wet conditions. He was safe on the eyeball like he always was, and then he iced that try at the end, which I don't think too many fullbacks would have been able to do. I think overall he had a fair game without setting the world on fire.
Yeah, I've got him in that boat where if that play doesn't happen, I think he loses his spot in game 2, but now he holds it comfortably.
Yeah.
Just that one play, because there's a few blokes in the side I feel that could get saved because of how the result ended up. But I don't think they should look at it that way. But in my opinion, I'd keep Teddy. That play was just, as you said, not many could have come up with what he came up with.
That was in those conditions. He loses sight of the ball there for half a second, and like it goes away from him to be able to wrestle it back in and get the ball down.
In the conditions too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, in the conditions.
It was a kick and hope at the end, and they pulled it off.
Yeah, okay. Obviously, let's go to the wingers. Brian Toa had a night to forget, but you forgive him.
Yeah, definitely.
He's earned his stripes. If he has one bad one, you move on.
Yeah.
No problem. I thought the other winger was great, and he's not getting too many raps. I thought Kohler was great, considering he was out of position, and he had to do a lot of them hard carries in that first half, and he put his body on the line, and I thought he was fantastic, Kohler.
Yeah.
What did you think of Kohler?
I think he's done enough to hold his spot.
Yeah.
Through club form and Wednesday night again. I don't think he did. He didn't set the world on fire, but he did nothing wrong. He made that break down the left where KP came across and hit him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like some of the chats this week saw someone wanted Jacob Carraz, like what, off the back of two
I
good
think it
games
was
at
Paul Crawley, wasn't it?
off the back of 2 good games at fullback.
Like Kohler did nothing.
Yeah.
He was very good, and like even under the high ball,
Yeah.
he was good. So he's one that you stamp in the side for mine.
Yeah.
Going on to the centres, I think both centres are well, I think Crichton's now gone. I think today's come out. He's gone for like a good month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Katoni's in trouble. Well,
I think one of them will hold. I think Casey McLean will come in, and one of them will hold their spot.
Yeah.
So if
Well,
Crichton's out
Crichton
for
won't be
injury-
right. By what I've read today, he's not right.
I think it'll be Stags and
yeah,
McLean.
Stags probably he's saved that Latrell's not. I think they would have lost both centres. I'll be honest.
Yeah, well, if Latrell's fit, he goes in.
Yeah,
but he's not.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so but all right. So obviously Ethan Strange. Don't need to talk much. He was best on ground for mine. He was just outstanding. He's as tough as they come, and his performance yesterday to back up and do that yesterday, mate, he is such a good kid.
Yeah, I'd be keeping him. I wouldn't be bringing Moses back.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. But to me, Moses goes straight back in. And I love Ethan Strange, but Moses, look, I look at it this way. When game one, team selection, there was not even a conversation who was wearing the 6. It was Moses. Does Moses deserve to lose his spot off an injury 2 days out from the game? Look, I get it if the performance was a lot better, the whole team's performance, but to me, he walks back into the side, but he's my 6. He's my 6. Yeah, I'd even be tempted to push Strange to the centres and take that risk and put him in the centre. Oh, it's not a risk for mine.
I just like the makeup of the side better with Strange at 6 and Nathan at 7. I know Moses and Cleary have played together before, but I don't know. There's just something about Strange at 6 being that natural runner, great defender. And then you got Nathan controlling the show, kicking game. I think the sides like that attacking is simplified for mine, but you can't go wrong with either of them.
Yeah, but they did score all their points in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know, but it was bad conditions.
Queensland didn't have a problem scoring 20 in the first 30 minutes.
No, but
I think that people forgetting about what Mitchell Moses' kicking game will do to take the pressure off Cleary as well. It's been missed, and I think I just don't know how a bloke was clearly the number 1-6 going into game one. How it doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter how good Strange went. To me, Moses goes straight back in. That's just my opinion. But I know a lot of people disagree.
Ethan Strange comes off the bench then. I don't think he can. I think it'd be too big of a risk to play him out in the centres.
Yeah, I don't think it's as big a risk as putting Kohler on the wing. Was in game one.
Ethan Strange hasn't played centre since.
Played in the Origin in the centre, and then in the Australian side played centre.
Yeah,
as well.
Australia's a bit different.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think he's a kid that you could put him anywhere. You can throw him on in the middle and just go berserk, Ethan. Yeah. But it's a good debate, Strange and Moses. Let's go to Cleary. I won't touch on Cleary too long. He was fair up to the 60-minute mark, and then probably dragged the team across the line from there on.
Yeah. The last 20 was good. Yeah. The 40-20.
That was the big play for mine.
Yeah.
That was the big play. Well, the try was good, but to be honest, whoever was standing there probably scores. But the 40-20, it turned it for mine, the 40-20.
Yeah, and I think he was just fair without setting the world on fire. But New South Wales was struggling up until that 60th minute. So.
Yep. All right, let's go to the pack. Both props have probably come under scrutiny. What did you make of the props? I've got a bit of a different opinion than most people, but what did you make of them?
I think Aiden Fanua-Blake might have missed the beat and maybe missed the intensity of Origin. He looked like he was lacking a little bit. He didn't play many minutes. Came off after 20 minutes, I think, maybe even less. And Mitch Barnett as well, but I don't know. I think they both probably. Well, Payne Haas will come back in if he's fit. He played yesterday. Me personally, I'd be probably moving Zayo into the front row and starting Murray. That's what I'd do. Who misses out, that's up for discussion. I think Aiden Fanua-Blake probably needs to be in the side because he's got a bit more. He's a point of difference. He's got that footwork. He's a bit more mobile, and I think we need someone like that.
Yeah, I look at it this way. I look at it as the outside backs let the big guys down in that first 20 minutes. To'o's 3 errors. Mitchell Barnett come up with an error. Stephen Crichton come up with a handling error in the ruck. And to me, they actually didn't get a chance, both of them, to get on the front foot. They were just tackling and defending. Now, there is a bit of footage going around of Adam Fanil-Blake getting lazy. And I don't know if did you see that?
No, I haven't
It was
seen
pretty ordinary, actually. And to me, that was the issue with Adam Fanil-Blake. It was a lazy play. I thought his second stint was a lot better than his first stint. He actually came on and made a couple of good runs. But, Haas walks back in.
Yeah.
Isaiah Yo's really tricky, because I felt he wasn't great the other night. And I know he's not going to not be in the side. I'd be moving him to the bench, Isaiah Yo.
Yeah, I think Murray needs
to start.
Yeah.
They need that leg speed through the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I said it to you during the game. I just don't think the style of footy that Isaiah Yo plays works overly well at Origin.
Yep.
Going deep into the line and playing out the back. I think you need to get your halves, need early ball, or you need leg speed through the middle. You can't be, playing cute through the middle, going deep, playing out the back. I just don't think it works. I think defence is better at Origin level, and your playmakers just don't have enough time. Where at Clubland you can get away with it with that ball playing lock that goes real deep and plays out the back, because you'll get lazy defenders that miss their assignments at Origin. Everyone's switched on, everyone's ready to go, and I just don't think his style of play works well. I'd be skipping him from lock altogether and playing him front row and just say, mate, tuck the ball under and run, because his ball running is underrated as well. I think he's a great meter eater, and he's got leg speed as well through the ruck. So I'd be saying put your pass away and just run.
Yeah. All right, quickly before we hit the bench, Reece Robson, what did you make of Reece? Now, my opinion on Reece, he's just not creative enough, and to me, it showed the other night. It showed in the Roosters' performance as well. To me, they need creativity at 9, and I know when Brayley come on, they were more getting on the front foot and getting a little bit more ball, but you saw a difference. As soon as Brayley got on there, things started to happen. They were getting in behind the ruck, where Reece Robson, just not creative enough for mine.
Yeah, but it's similar to your point about the forwards. Like, when you go down 20-0, conditions probably weren't great for his game. It's hard for your hooker to get into the game and try and create. He probably doesn't want to overplay his hand.
But he's not creative.
No,
it doesn't matter if he's got...
And you said Brayley, but, Brayley had the luxury of coming on late in the game when there was one...
Yeah, but Brayley does it for his club.
Yeah, well...
You saw what he was doing the other night. He tore them apart through the middle. Reece Robson doesn't do that.
I don't think he's going to lose his spot, because I think...
Oh, no, I don't think he's going to lose his spot, but in my opinion, they got that selection wrong. And I think it showed that they got it wrong. But it's... Yeah, well, if they didn't get it wrong, put him on for 25, half an hour, and then get the Appy Coruscant on, or someone that's creative, because it was a big shift when Brayley come on.
Yeah.
You could see it. There was a massive shift.
Yeah, but if we bring Moses back, we bring Cleary back, do we really want... I don't know what...
Oh, no, I'm not saying change it. I'm not saying change it.
Laurie probably wants his 9 to just distribute, give good service, and get the ball to their playmakers.
Yeah, but they're down 20-0.
Yeah, but that's not Reece Robson's fault.
Well, it's not Reece Robson's fault.
That's superstar Nathan Cleary's...
Yeah. I agree, but I don't agree. If you're going to put someone out there to wear the bruises, you don't put them out there for 52 minutes, 53 minutes.
Yeah.
And inject the dummy half in when they're down 20-6.
Yeah.
That's my thing. If you're going to put someone out there, put them out there for half an hour.
Yeah.
Wear the bruises, do what he does, because he's tough, defensively really good, but don't... I don't know. I just don't see it with Reece Robson, I'll be honest. Anyway, let's hit the bench. Cameron Murray, outstanding. I thought Victor Radley was really, really good. We just spoke about Brayley. And Casey McLean was absolutely outstanding for the 15 minutes that he come on for.
Yeah.
And he's probably put his hand up to get that centre spot now.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeez, he was great again yesterday.
I think all those guys were great.
Yeah.
Murray and Radley were fantastic, I thought.
Yeah. The big one, just before we go into Queensland, is Liam Martin now is back in the frame. I don't know how they handle this. You don't see him back in the side?
Oh, I don't think so. I think the back rowers pick themselves with Homoli and Hudson Young.
Yeah.
Homoli didn't play this week, but Hudson Young was good, I thought, yesterday.
Yeah.
They picked themselves for mine.
Yeah.
He might get Radley's spot, but yeah, that's about it.
I don't think you can move Radley now.
Well, then he doesn't get in he's not going to get back into the side, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, all right, let's go into Queensland. Now, the big thing going into the Queensland side of the game was the Reece Walsh factor. Now, Kalen, leading up to the send-off, I thought he was very dangerous. I thought he was probably their most dangerous. What did you make of Kalen's performance up to the send-off?
Yeah, I thought he was good. He's a great player. And he's when he's on, he's quite dangerous. He's nippy. He's got that footwork. I thought he was playing pretty good as well. And then the send off happened, which I've looked at a lot, and I don't know. I would have been happy with a sin bin, but I can see how they've ruled it a send off. But I think a sin bin would have been sufficient for the game. I think when you send someone off, the result of the game is basically decided in the favour of the other side. So I think it'd want to be really bad to be a send off, but it wasn't a good tackle.
Yeah, let's talk about the send off before we move on to other players, because we watched it together and we both thought at the time sin bin, and I know you've had a shift. So your shift is towards you think it's a send off.
I understand why they sent him off.
Yeah.
Personally, I probably wouldn't send him off, but I think a send off is as bad as it gets. I'm still probably 5-10 years behind where I still think a send off needs to be as bad as it gets, but it wasn't a good tackle.
No. Yeah, look, when I saw it and he got sent off, I was gobsmacked, a bit like Voss and Alexander on Fox. I was the same. The more I've looked at it as well, I've shifted, but not to the point. I still think it's a bin. I keep hearing people have got angles seeing the shoulder in the head. I still haven't seen one that shows.
His shoulder definitely hit him in the head. I don't think there's any doubt about.
I don't. Yeah, I haven't seen one, so I must be missing.
His shoulder and his head made contact with his head.
Yeah.
What made contact first? That's up for discussion, but I think his shoulder definitely hit his head. Like he led no attempt to wrap. Hit him.
Yeah,
in the head.
That's common knowledge. Like, we know all that.
I think that the mitigating factors that he was somewhat falling with the tackle.
Well, with Walker underneath.
If he's not falling,
well, it didn't save him.
No, but I'm saying that's what, in my opinion, saved him. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Like if he does that tackle with no mitigating factors.
But what do you mean it saved him? Because it didn't save him.
Yeah, but I don't think it was I think it's a sin bin based on that.
Yeah.
But if he hits him flush with no mitigating factors, then it's a sender.
Yeah. The only argument I will do to all this, and I'm not defending the match review committee or anyone or the bunker or anything, but the bunker looked at it, basically pleaded with Klein not to send him. They've got every angle in the book.
I think there's been more come out about that, but they said sin bin at minimum.
Did they?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Okay.
Minimum sin bin.
Yeah, okay. All right. I hadn't heard that. But then the match review committee gets a look at it as well, and I know they charge in grade 2, and if that's a normal game, because they changed that rule, he takes the early play, he gets 1 week. He gets 1 week. Now, if you're sent off, you should be looking at minimum 3 to whatever.
I agree, yeah.
If you're getting sent off and getting 1 week, something's wrong. Either the send off's wrong, or the match review committee are wrong. Yeah. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Maybe in this case it's the match review committee. I don't know.
Well, he should have missed a game.
But hey,
he should have missed a game. Like I think it was a bit farcical that he runs out.
Yeah, I just look at things
4
like
days later.
You get these hip drop tackles, and they get 3 and 4 weeks for him, and Kalen gets nothing.
Yeah.
And there's a complete straight send off. I don't know. Something's not right. It doesn't balance out to me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, outside backs for Queensland. What did you make of them? I thought Robert Toa come up with a few errors. Actually, there's been a few in his game lately.
He needs to fix that tough carry.
He needs to just that's when he does it.
20 and he loses. He seems to lose the ball every now and then coming out of he gets hit and the ball comes loose.
It was a cold one the other night, and he just dropped it before even contact. So he's got to just straighten that out. But he made a couple of good runs the other night as well. So yeah, he just needs to fix that up.
Solomon Cobbo was great.
He was outstanding. He was, barring Sam Walker, he was probably best on ground.
Yeah.
We'll get to Sam soon. Hammer was didn't really notice him.
Yeah, me either.
Didn't notice him. I thought Munster was good. I thought he took him on, and he didn't do anything outstanding, but I thought he was very good.
What about Jojo Fafita? I didn't really notice him either.
Again, a bit like Hammer, just nothing, did nothing wrong, but just didn't see much of him, to be honest. And let's get to Sam Walker, because I did give him a bake here, and I'm not his biggest fan. But I did turn to you. Well, we did speak about 25 minutes. I said if they stop the game now, he's getting man of the match. But you made a comment, and you're right. I don't think I've seen him kick like that before.
No.
Like, even when I watched it on replay, he was actually kicking bombs.
Yeah. And they had hang time. They were landing with contests. And
you know what the most impressive thing was? Like, the first try he scored, he put on as just Sam Walker to a tee. But saying that, Cleary did it. Munster did it in the same game. So that's fine. The next one, to me, it was just quick hands, try. No, there was a kick, probably 5 minutes later than that he looked up and he kicked through the middle. Right? Do you remember the kick I'm talking about? And split the... I've never seen him do that. It was just... I just pulled up near the... And I thought, I've never seen him kick like that. And then some of his bombs were actually... Had a bit of fucking height on them.
I was surprised, with... I'm not surprised with the Shaw King game stuff.
No one's surprised with that.
He was getting hang time, you know, on those bombs, and I think he held up in defence, which a few people were worried about. But yeah.
Well, it was one of them things. His first 40 minutes was fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't really judge him on the second because, again, they didn't have much ball.
Yeah.
And nothing really happened around him in the second half, but it was more they were under attack for that last 25 minutes, basically.
You can see how much that game meant to him as well after it. He looked devastated.
Yeah, there was one play when Kohler didn't make the break, Sam Walker was the one that was chasing.
Yeah.
So that was another play that probably hasn't been spoken about much.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a big play as well. And even when Crichton went through and Ethan Strange scored, Ethan Strange jumped over the top of Walker. So he was there again. So there's probably two plays in the second half that no one spoke about that I noticed, and I thought, you know what, it's not coincidence that he was there both times.
Yeah.
So they were two big plays in the second half. So yeah, egg on my face. He was very good. But we haven't got to Saturday night yet.
No.
So anyway, so let's go into their pack. Anyone in the pack that really impressed you? Harry Grant was just Harry Grant. He wasn't outstanding or anything, but he just did what he usually does. What about anyone else in the pack that stood up?
No, not necessarily. I thought they were all good as a group. I thought they really took it to New South Wales in that first 20 especially. I thought Ruben Cotter was pretty good. But yeah, no, they did a Queensland... Well, that first 20 minutes was like a Queensland ambush.
Yeah.
Forwards were on.
It was funny because when I was thinking about... When we talk about Queensland tonight, I was thinking, who stood out in the pack? And there was no one. So it was a typical Queensland all-in kind of performance. Now, Kurt Capewell...
he was good.
He was very good, Kurt Capewell. And I felt he got dudded.
When he moved into the centres.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
He played 60-something minutes and worked his ring off and then got put on Katoni Staggs with 20 minutes to go.
Especially when you got a centre on the bench.
It made no sense.
Yeah, no.
It made no sense. So I people said that he got bathed by Katoni, and he did, but I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I feel it was a wrong call by the coach. He brought Trent Liero on. Why didn't he bring...
Shibasaki should have went out there.
Oh, yeah. And I don't blame Kurt Capewell at all for that.
No, there's not much you can do if you just get beat with speed.
Yeah.
You know, out of position.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So, in summing up, I agree. I think the better side lost. It'd be hard to argue that the better... And I feel if the send-off doesn't happen...
Queensland win.
They win...
No doubt.
10 plus.
Yeah.
Without any shadow of a doubt, you know.
It
does... Hey?
Any changes?
Yeah, let's go through some changes. Well, we spoke about New South Wales.
Obviously.
Yeah, well, Haas goes straight back in. I think there's going to be changes in the centres. The Moses Strange thing, to me, if he's fit, if he plays this weekend and gets through Moses, I think they pick him at 6.
Yeah.
Only reason is you're either picking Moses at 6 or you're not picking him.
Yeah.
Where Strange can get the best of both worlds. So that's how I think they will go, but it wouldn't surprise me if they don't go that way.
Replacement for Brayley?
I'd go Egan. I wouldn't go back to Appy. I think they will go back to Appy, but if it's me, I'd go to Egan. I'd actually go to Connor Watson before Appy.
Yeah, I think you pick any three of them. I think it's a good choice. I don't have probably lean towards Appy because I think he's still a great player.
Yeah.
But I don't think either three of those options I think will work. So.
Yeah, I think they'll go Appy.
Yeah.
I think they'll go Appy. But to me, if you're going to go Appy, there's no point in putting him on with 23 minutes to go or 27 minutes to go. You've got to get him out there earlier.
Yeah.
You know, so what about Queensland? What do they do, Queensland? Do they make any change?
I don't think they need to do much. I think that, they were in control of that. Slade will be thinking we were well and truly in control of this game until the send-off.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few subtle changes on the bench.
Yeah, Helam Lukey possibly might come in for...
Yeah.
Liero maybe, I don't know.
Well, with this 6-man bench too, and you might laugh at me here, but with this 6-man bench, I think you can afford to put someone on there that you might only get 20 minutes out of or 15 minutes out of it. And I think if this bloke is coming back this week, and I think if David Fafita comes back and goes good, I wouldn't be surprised if you see his name pop up on that 6-man bench.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
you can
highly
afford.
doubt it, but
Well,
yeah.
you can afford now to carry someone
Yeah, true.
like him. You couldn't on a 4-man bench. I think you can now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Are you getting anything out of Trent Liero? Like really?
No. I'd be going
Like Trent Liero went on for about 8 minutes.
Yeah,
Really?
I'd be going to Helam Luki or Feni Fuiaki, someone like that.
Yeah. I look to me. Britton Nakora didn't.
Yeah,
He got big minutes. Britton Nakora. He was another one that you hardly knew he was out there for mine.
Yeah, I think his position could be up for grabs.
That's what I mean.
I think if one of these guys that were in the mix come out and have a good game this weekend, they could jump.
Yeah, it won't surprise me. I thought Murray Talangi was really good yesterday. I think he might grab that wing spot as well. You might find him back in the side. So, but there might be a couple of subtle changes, but I don't think there'll be too much either. So, all right, let's go on to the review of round 13. Yes, 13. You've got this under control today, Jax.
Yep, it is round 13. So we'll start on round 13.
Yep.
We'll start off on the Friday. Sharks 28 beat Manly 22. Both sides missing some key players. Sharks, no Nico. They lose Brayley as well later in the game. And obviously Manly still without Tom. They didn't have Tolu Kola or Homoliola Kalatu. I thought it was a good performance by both sides. I think, a close game. I think it could have. So I think Sharks probably had it under control for most of the game, but Manly put up a good fight. What did you think?
KL at Aero as well. He pulled out late as well. Thought it was a good game. I thought Manly missed the jump. I thought Cronulla kind of jumped on them early. Thought it was a high quality game, to be quite honest. When Manly fired back in the second half and got within 4 with still plenty of time on the clock, I think 18 or 19 minutes on the clock, I thought Cronulla were in a world of pain.
Yeah.
And I think they did well to just go back to basics, Trindle kicked long into the corners. They got down there, they defended well, and they just defended themselves to victory. And I thought it was actually, I've been talking about Cronulla that needed a win like that, and I think that was the win they probably needed, something like that. But they're running short on troops now. They big time need players back. Yeah. And their next month is now crucial. Their next month. Yeah. They need to, number one, they're going to need to beat the Dragons this week. And then in the following 3 weeks, they're away to 3 heavyweights. And they're going to have to somehow find a win somewhere there. And if they get out of the next 4 until Brayley and Hines get back, if they can get out of the next 4 with 2 wins, that's a huge plus. Because they've got a super run in. Like, they've had a really tough trot. And if they can kind of sit themselves around 8th or 9th with 8 weeks to go, I think they could come late and rack up some wins late. Yeah. I think they've got a Titan. They've got a couple of home games where they can win. They've got another Dragon. They've got a really good run. So, but injuries, with them, Manly were probably just ready to be beaten. I just felt. Did you feel that they were probably just ready to go?
Yeah, and I thought. When Homoli and Tolu Kola weren't going to back up, I thought, this probably swings it in Sharks' favour, even though no Hines. I thought Sharks at home, this is a game that I think they'll be a bit more desperate to get the win. Manly can afford a loss at this time of the year, and they got the win. But Manly still, the 2 games they've lost under 400, I think have been 2 points and 6 points or something. They're travelling nicely still. I wouldn't be too concerned with this loss at all.
No, I wouldn't either. I think they're going really well. What was the next game, bro?
Super Saturday kicked off with Newcastle 28 over Parramatta 22. Parramatta came home strong in this game and probably left a win or at least a golden point game out there. I thought they were coming home red hot and probably should have got an equaliser late, I felt. They just couldn't ice it in the end, and Newcastle did enough.
Talking about a side with injuries, Parramatta, seriously, they have got injury after they were great. They were really good because I watched it and watched it pretty closely, and I don't think Newcastle were bad. I don't think they played bad. I thought just Parramatta just went after it, went after them, and they're just lacking. Like with no Junior Port, like he was the only. Their props were Luca Moretti and Jack Williams.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know what I mean? And it's they're basically got two back rowers playing prop.
Yeah.
And they've just got just too many injuries, and of course without Mitchell there as well, Bailey Simonson's not there. There's a cast of, they've already Hopgood to an ACL. They've just too many injuries. But
it's a write-off year for Parramatta.
It's a write-off year, but
Knights
they were great. They were great.
Knights 8-4 record at the moment. What do you think of them?
Not sold on them.
The top 8 side.
Yeah, they've put themselves into a top 8 side now because they're 8-4. Look, this is just straight off the cuff. Have they beaten anyone? Have they beaten anyone good? Like, I'm just trying to think. Have they beaten anyone?
I'd have to go back.
But just off the top of your head, do you remember and think, Jesus, I just don't remember them beating anyone where you think, wow, okay, that's put them.
Yeah, no, I'm struggling to think.
Yeah, it's not like jumping out, like thinking.
They beat Canterbury earlier in the year when Canterbury were going a bit better, but that's about it.
Were they?
Yeah, well, yeah, no. Well,
Canterbury never been going. They played one. They beat Penrith, and that was it.
Yeah, they've beat no one really. They've had a really good run.
That's what I felt. When I think of the Knights,
they must have some tough games.
They must have a tough run. So that's what I was thinking. When I was thinking back, I was thinking, who have they beaten? Yeah. That I've gone, holy shit, you know.
But still, give them credit.
You got to beat who's in front of you.
Wooden Spooners last year.
Yeah. No, I'm not bagging them. I'm just saying that they're probably going to get to a point where it's okay. Here we go.
Halfway to go, and they're sitting nicely in 5th, 8-4 record. They've given themselves every chance to play finals.
Yeah, but they just must have a hard run coming.
They must.
Yeah, must. So yeah.
All right, next game, two desperate sides. Battle of Western Sydney, Canterbury, West Tigers, 22-16, West Tigers. They got out to an early lead, and Canterbury wrestled back a bit of momentum. Josh Curran, controversial, but by the letter of the law, it's a no try with the charge down on Luai's kicks. And then they had ample ball at the end to get an equaliser. They just couldn't get across the line. And their season is hanging by a nice thread, really. They lose one more game in the next few weeks. I think
they're gone.
Penn. Mathematically, there's still a chance, but yeah, this was a must-win for both sides for mine.
Yeah.
And West Tigers came away with the win. What did you make of this game?
I did like the West Tigers in this game. But they got the rub of the green. I don't think there was any doubt about it. I thought they were the better side. I think the big story is Canterbury. I'll be honest. Let's talk about the Josh Curran thing, because I looked up the rule today, because I thought before we do this, I want to look up the rule. And the rule states you can't make contact with the kicking leg, but it says the word heavy. You can't make heavy contact with the kicker's leg.
Then that's up for discussion. Then it could have been a that wasn't heavy contact.
That's right. So that rule's just been lost in
the word.
There's no way that's heavy contact. No. You know, obviously that's blind Freddie can see that. So yeah, look, I don't know what to make of it. Tigers just had to win, and they found a way to win. The Bulldogs are gone. They haven't got the football in them to turn it around, in my opinion. I'm just watching them play. They are just not good. Then, as you used to say, they just aren't good at rugby league.
Yeah.
But I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't know what you do. But I know one thing. At least it's shown. I know we were calling for Crichton to go to fullback. We knew there had to be a change, and Carraz has definitely made a difference.
It just couldn't be Connor Tracy anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it definitely had to be something, and they've put Carraz there, and there's a difference.
Already better.
There's a difference,
yeah.
You know.
Like, Connor Tracy's, he tries hard and he puts in an effort. But I think I've been saying it for over 12 months now. He's not a first-grade fullback.
No. He's a good 30-man squad member.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
The one I want to talk about is Stephen Crichton. Now, Stephen Crichton's some of his defensive decisions. Now, we 12 months, well, not 12 months ago, but when we started this show, we spoke about Stephen Crichton, best defensive centre in the game, best centre in the game, clear best centre in the game. He's not in the top 5 centres at the moment. Some of his defensive efforts the other night were coming in when he shouldn't, were horrendous.
He looks frustrated as well.
I don't know what's going on with Stephen Crichton.
With Galvin again. He looks frustrated.
Well, there wasn't a blow-up. He just shunned him and Galvin was actually right.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on, but his form has just fallen off an absolute cliff. And I remember one of our early episodes that we did a match thing. You remember doing that? And it was Crichton and Farnworth, and we just said that this is one way traffic. You know what? It's one way traffic now, but it's the other way.
Yeah.
So there's got to be issues there for mine. There's got to be issues.
There looks like there's problems at the club.
Yeah. So, but I can't believe that you ever think they're a chance of turning around.
Oh no, I know. Mathematically, they're still there. They lose one more game.
I don't think they need to lose one more game. The way they're playing, you just can't turn that around in a short space of time. Even when they won last week, when they beat Melbourne, they were lucky to beat Melbourne.
Yeah.
They were lucky to beat Melbourne, So they could have lost that too, So, but they didn't. So, and West Tigers got a couple of troops back, made a difference. But they need more back.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Next game, Melbourne, 18 over Roosters 4. Down there in Melbourne, all the Origin players backed up from both sides. Roosters were really poor. One of their classic performances where they don't hold the ball, they give away penalty after penalty. I think they did well the first half to keep Melbourne to one try.
They defended their line stoutly.
Yeah, they were good
through
down
periods.
there. Melbourne had so much ball that first half, and then their attack just looked disjointed. It looked sloppy. Off the back of too many errors, they couldn't get any momentum, and Melbourne won easy in the end, but I feel like they could have won by 20 plus points, to be honest. The blokes that backed up were not good. You expect your Origin players to come back and perform. Teddy was not good. Sam Walker was awful off the back of his good performance on Wednesday. Robert Toya, a lot of these guys I thought were really poor. On the back of it, there was some senior heads there that didn't rock up either. Angus Crichton, diabolical. Daly Cherry
White
Evans,
was good again.
Yeah, White was good.
Well, I thought
White and Spencer.
I thought Robson had a crack too, but again,
I thought White and Spencer.
Spencer actually,
really
come off the
good.
back fence a bit more.
But Angus Crichton and Daly Cherry Evans.
Well, Daly Cherry Evans was absolutely diabolical.
Yeah, they were terrible performances. It looks if you can shut Teddy down, you're going to go close to beating them because they just don't seem to be able to generate points with their halves.
Well, it was funny when you mentioned about their attack was sloppy. Does their attack ever look where you just think, oh fuck, they were red hot?
Oh well, they put 30 points.
No. It's not about the points though. Sometimes sides can score 30 points and they're not like the Bulldogs 2 weeks ago scored 30 points against Melbourne. You weren't sitting there going, oh fuck, their attack looks so much better.
I think their attack was looking good in those 6 straight wins. Like, you can't put 30 points on 5 straight performances and not.
Yeah, but how much? But who's doing it? Who's doing the damage in these games?
Mostly Tedesco through the middle with Robson.
That's what I've kind of always said, and you just said it. It's the way to beat the Roosters, and it's easier said than done. Is if you match them in the middle and you can keep Tedesco reasonably quiet, you're going to beat them.
Yeah,
it's easier said than done though. But it was another example of it the other night. But saying that, if they're going to make errors like that, which they do 1 in every 4 or 5 games, they seem to just throw up a performance like that, they're not going to beat anyone. And that's probably why a shit side can come along and knock them off. I'm not saying Melbourne are a shit side, but we've seen...
Cowboys had a heap of injuries.
Look at the Cowboys side that beat them, with all the injuries they had, and they beat them. Yeah. I actually thought the Roosters were worse against Melbourne, to be quite honest. I thought the Cowboys played really good.
Yeah.
But even Melbourne's attack wasn't great. Even when they got down there, and the Roosters' defence online was outstanding, but Melbourne threw nothing at them.
Yeah.
But the Roosters need to tidy that up because to win the comp, you got to win 3 or 4 in a row late in the season to win it.
Yeah.
And if they're going to throw one of them in, well, they're going to be straight out the back door again. So, but their best can compete with the best.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, not showing it.
Must win for Melbourne, but so that they keep their season alive. Off the back, I thought of Harry Grant, Silva-Longo, probably their 2 best players.
Well, Silva-Longo was their best player by miles.
Yeah.
He's a little wizard, isn't he? He's just a little freak, isn't he?
Yeah. So they keep their season afloat. But they're not.
They're more hope than the Bulldogs. I'll give you the tip.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because they can turn it on. And they can get their form to a point where they can beat 90% of clubs.
Yeah, definitely.
So they are a side that could make a run. But is the damage done, which is the big question. But Again, I didn't look at them and think they were outstanding or anything. I just thought I thought the Roosters beat
Roosters
themselves.
was terrible.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, Sunday Arvo. The upset of the year. The winless Red V 30 over the Brisbane Broncos 26. This was good to see. Good to see Dragons finally get off the duck egg. I know a lot of people were tossing up, and even myself, they might not win a game. I thought like their performances were slightly better the last month, and I thought they were really good. I don't know, Broncos weren't great, but I thought Dragons they came to play. They got a big lead, and Broncos wrestled back a bit of momentum and came home strong. But yeah, Dragons, they were on. The effort in defence, blokes playing better footy than they have been.
Yep.
They were really good, and good on the Red V for getting a win.
Well, there was a good mixture here. I found, and the mail around. Well, not the mail around, but everyone talks about these young forwards that the Dragons have got that are coming through. I think you saw the first sign of it. The two Couchman brothers, outstanding. Egan, Hamish. I love Hamish Stewart, and then the old boys finally found.
Yeah.
Damien Cook was really good.
Yeah.
Holmes was a lot better. Gutho was good. It was just a good. I'm with you. It was a good performance.
Yeah.
Atkinson probably had his best game of the year. Look, Brisbane were great, but best side won for mine.
Yeah, definitely.
They deserve to win. Now, let's get on to Brisbane, because they were in not the same boat last year, but a very similar one. What about them? Where are they at?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they've only got 5 wins up until this stage. They're sitting in 11th. I don't know if they play Origin affected in a couple of weeks, but like they're gonna rock out with no Haas, no Carrigan. There's a few games around this Origin time where they could get caught by a side that they should beat. They wouldn't want to drop too many games that they're meant to win, because then they might be chasing their tail again at the back end of the year, and you just don't want to be doing that where you got to win 5 or so in a row late in the year, because you rock up one week and you're not on and you lose, and all of a sudden your season's done. So they want to sort their shit out.
I can't. I think they're done. Last year they got themselves into the top 4. This year they can't.
No, they can't get themselves into the top 4.
And you know what? That won them the comp, making the top 4 last year, and it came down to the last round.
I'm not going to pen them from a finals.
I'm not penning them to making the 8,
no,
but
they're
cooked. 4. Yeah, they're cooked. But now Reece Walsh is in that shit stage again, where he gets in this shit stage where there's errors and he's just trying to come up with miracle plays, making error after error.
Yeah, but then you saw late in the game he's put on the 2 passes.
Yeah, but you got to cut out that the errors part of the game, and he's in that zone again where he's making too many errors. It's like 50-50 now.
Yeah,
it's rocks or diamonds, where when his form caught fire late last year, he was 9 out of 10 things he did come off.
Yeah.
Where now he's back to 50-50, where it's just you don't know what's coming.
I think he's probably trying a bit too hard with the Origin selection. I think last week he was really poor, made a lot of errors against the Warriors, and then backed up this week against the Dragons. I think he just needs to maybe get his head right and just focus on club football and not worry about the outside noise.
Is it starting to get coincidental that when Reynolds is there, you don't see his best?
No.
No.
I don't think it's coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Yeah, so you agree that that's something not... Yeah, there's an issue there. Yeah.
I think there's too many. I think there's always been too many cooks in the kitchen at Brisbane the last couple of years, and they got saved last year with the injuries to Reynolds and Mam. It meant that Walsh could take control. Yeah, with a side that's got Walsh, Hunt, Ezra Mam, and Reece Walsh, there's going to be people are going to want the ball.
Yeah. It's funny, like any side in the competition, if you take their 7 and 6 out, you basically just put the pen through them.
Yeah,
they were
better.
If they weren't better, they were just as good.
Yeah.
And how can, you're taking Ezra Mann and Adam Reynolds out of a football side, you just think, well, they've got to be... But so it's starting to get to the point where I don't know what you can do.
Yeah.
But there's definitely... Reece Walsh doesn't play his best when Adam Reynolds is at 7.
No, I agree.
So...
All right. Last 2 games of the round. Let's fly through these. Canberra 26. I thought that they were morals this week. They beat the Cowboys 12 down there at Canberra. I just thought this was a really good matchup for the Raiders. At home, they've been poor at home. They needed to have a good show out against their fans. I feel like Cowboys have been up. So they always struggled to have a home game and then come down into environment like Canberra, really different to where they train and play. And yeah, they missed a beat for mine. Canberra got out to an early lead and they looked comfortable. They never looked like in danger of losing the game. Cowboys look like they weren't. Looks like they didn't try, to be honest. Their effort areas in defence were disgraceful. I think there was a try second half in the right hand corner. Starling just sort of got it. And
Chris scored.
And it was just like, oh, what do I do? And all of a sudden, they beat 6 blokes and score.
Yeah.
And they missed 60-plus tackles. They were terrible. This is a performance that you can get from the Cowboys as well. But Raiders, they kept their season alive. This was a must-win game for them.
Yeah, I was keen on Canberra as well here. It was a very entertaining first half an hour. I know that. It was great to watch. But, yeah, it just looked like a game Canberra would win and Cowboys wouldn't turn up, and that's how it kind of panned out. A couple of things that I noticed in this game. Jackson Purdue running down Xavier Savage.
Yeah. And easy.
Yeah, it was easy. I'll give him I'll defend him a little. He is coming back from syndesmosis and he only come back last week.
Yeah.
So probably give him a bit there, but it surprised me that he picked him up so quickly. Thought Drinkwater was quiet.
Yeah.
They're probably at the point now they need Tiernan back pretty quick.
Yeah.
Or the wheels could start spinning.
Yeah. I thought Liam Sutton's fair without setting the world on
fire. Yeah, he's just a big,
he's a big body,
bulking 5'8", doesn't have too much, but he's one of them blokes that's going to defend well and he's coming up with a little show-and-go tries. So he's going all right, yeah, but it's Tom Dearden.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's Tom Dearden, So, but you're right, you can't miss 60-odd tackles in this current game.
No way.
With Canberra, they were good. Not great, but to me, if the Cowboys miss 60 tackles, you should be putting 40 or 50 on them.
Yeah.
To be quite honest. And honestly, Ethan Strange was just absolutely outstanding again.
Yeah.
He's just an absolute mongrel.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
He was
the
great.
way he shrugs them off when he attacks it, gets into them, mate, he's just such a good player.
I really like Dane Laurie through the middle as well. I thought that was a good point of difference.
Yeah, well, he set the Starling try up.
Yeah. Dane Laurie's come in a few times this year and been good, I thought.
Yeah.
I think Dane Laurie's probably a first grader.
I think he's a definite first grader.
He's handy to have, I think.
Don't know if you're going to be able to do that against some of the bigger sides.
No, probably not.
That might be a bit of a worry, but but he was good. He gave him a point of difference in the middle. So but it was typical Canberra performance down there.
Yeah. All right, last game of the round. Game of the round, first versus second. The Penrith Panthers resting Nathan, Yo, and To'o. 20 over the Warriors 18. This is clearly, I think after this game, this is clearly the two best sides in the comp. And Panthers do enough without those key players in. I think Warriors will look at this and think, we probably should have beaten a Penrith side that didn't have those blokes in. And it's probably a warning sign to the comp that, Penrith is still the best team.
I think the 16 sides in the comp going, how are we going to beat them?
Yeah.
They were outstanding. It was there was no doubt we're watching the two best sides in the comp, and Penrith, without 3 of their stars, still got the job done.
Yeah.
Saying that, Warriors got a lot of outs too.
But they're not getting some of them back.
Hey?
They're not getting some of those blokes back.
Yeah, true.
Penrith are.
So it's a worry to see how Warriors will be able to beat them down the track. It seems. I don't know if anyone can beat them.
It's not. I
just don't know if when
their
the Roosters
performances have been poor. I thought for Penrith standards the last month, but they came out and they it seems like sometimes they rest these blokes and the other boys just lift to a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the question? When did they play the Roosters?
Yeah.
I'm not. Just going through it now.
Have you? Oh, you already played
them and they put the cleaners through us.
Yeah.
I don't know if we do play them again.
Maybe not play them again. So
round 24.
What, they've lost one?
Yeah, they've lost one.
They've lost one. It's getting a bit scary, isn't it?
Yeah. I really liked Adam Pompey scored and Fish Harris went and gave it to Paul Alamonte. He clapped in his face and Paul Alamonte sort of laughed it off. Well, Paul Alamonte got the last laugh. He's a great finisher. He scored that try in the corner, gave him a little bit of the share. That was good.
How good's he going?
He's outstanding, Paul Alamonte.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah. What's his origin status?
I'm not too sure. I know he's represented Tonga.
Yeah. But again,
I'm sure he's in New South Wales.
Well, they haven't mentioned him though, which is surprising.
Yeah.
So, but he's just he's an outstanding player.
Yeah.
So Casey McLean was just,
He was great.
He was great again. It's starting to really get worrying who's going to beat this side.
Yeah,
So
it is.
it's really getting worrying. All right, so that's
All
about
right.
it for the thing. What else have we got, Jax?
Let's break down and give our tips for round 14 quickly.
Yep.
All right. Thursday night, Manly at home at Brookie to South Sydney. Two sides coming off a loss. South had the bye, still with no Latrell. They'd want to get back into the winning circle.
Yep.
But I think with Homoli and Tolucola back at Brookvale, I think that Manly will be too strong.
Yeah, Manly too strong. Actually, Morals.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
All right, Friday night, Melbourne. Can they continue their winning streak down in Melbourne against? This is a quite favourable matchup for mine against Newcastle.
Yeah.
Melbourne, I think they won 4 of their last 5. The only loss coming in Origin affected Canterbury, which they could have easily won. They need to keep the ball rolling if they want to play finals. Down there against Newcastle, I think they'll be too strong for a Newcastle side that's probably due for a loss.
Yep. Melbourne.
Okay, there we go. All right, the Friday night game, good matchup this for mine. Canberra Raiders at home against the Sydney Roosters. Excuse me. Canberra, again, a side that wants to keep this momentum going if they want to play finals. Good performance against the Cowboys, as we just touched on. Roosters really poor last 2 weeks. They had a bye in between there. I think that they will be ready for a bounce back this week. I think the Origin players will stand up. The senior boys will stand up. And I think that they'll just have enough to beat Canberra down there.
Day game or night game?
Friday night.
Canberra. Sorry, Roosters. I like Canberra in the day.
No input, just this.
No, I think Roosters. I think the night conditions suit the Roosters,
Okay.
and I think they can play them through the middle, and I think they can beat them through the middle. I think if it opens up and it's a sunny arvo down there, I think it favours Canberra. But in a night game down there, Roosters coming off the 2 bad performances, I think they will simplify things, play through the middle, and I think ball control will be on the top of the team sheet, and I think that will suit them. They play through the middle and they win through the middle.
Yep. All right.
Probably the Dane Laurie thing too. This is probably a test because Roosters probably one of the biggest packs in the comp, if not the
true.
biggest pack.
Yeah.
So I really favour the Roosters in down there at night.
All right. Saturday we've got all the Queensland boys playing. We've got North Queensland at home to the Dolphins. North Queensland coming off a poor performance yesterday to Canberra. Dolphins coming off the bye and they've been in red hot form. This has got points fest written all over it. This has got 38-30 for mine. I think the Dolphins will have too much fire power for the Cowboys without Dearden still. I think this will be a high-scoring game, entertaining game for a neutral fan.
Yeah, Dolphins win, and I'm not tipping against the Dolphins until they lose, and Dolphins win.
Okay. Another one, this could also be a point fest. Brisbane, for mine, this is nearly must-win territory because against their opponent, they've got the Gold Coast Titans up there at Suncorp, 7:30. Again, I think this will be high-scoring and close. I'm going Brisbane just because they have to. They have to be able to beat the Gold Coast Titans. They can't lose to the Dragons and the Gold Coast 2 weeks in a row.
I'm tipping the upset, and I'm tipping the Gold Coast. I'm a bit similar to what I just said about the Dolphins. I'm not tipping Brisbane again until they show me something, and I'm tipping the Gold Coast. So I think the Gold Coast can go up there and get the job done.
Fair enough. All right. Sunday Arvo, the West Tigers at CommBank Stadium at home to the Penrith Panthers. West Tigers back in the winning circle last week against Canterbury. But I think that the Penrith machine will keep rolling, and I think that they'll just have too much for West Tigers, still missing a few players.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. I think this will be close. This wouldn't surprise me if this is a game that West Tigers win, but I'm tipping Penrith in a very close one.
Yeah. And then the local derby to round out the Sunday games, 4 o'clock, Sharks at home to the Dragons. Sharks missing, obviously, Nico Hines, Blake Brayley.
Yeah.
Dragons full of confidence off the win. I think this will be super close, this game. And the only reason I'm leaning towards the Sharks is because it's at Shark Park. But again, if Dragons rock up with the attitude and the performance they did at Suncorp, they'll be right in this game.
Yeah. A couple of things I want to touch on with the Sharks in this game. I don't know if it's a good thing the Dragons won or a bad thing. I can't work it out. I think if they'd lost to Brisbane, I was a little bit thinking, well, they're going to win shortly. But now they've won, I'm starting to think, well, does that give him that bit of confidence and they come here on a mission.
Yeah.
A couple of updates. I'll give you a few updates for Sharks fans. Nico Hines, the calf is not as good as they're saying in the media. It's in a real tricky spot, and they're quite concerned about it. I won't be surprised if you see Blake Brayley back before Nico Hines.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And a bit of... Do you want another spoiler? A Shark spoiler? Shibasaki.
To the Sharks. Oh, right.
Shibasaki.
Well, it makes sense. They lose Ramian.
Shibasaki to the Sharks. Well, see, that doesn't make sense to me. Why get rid of Ramey and get Shibasaki?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't. But it's not confirmed. But I know he's been in deep talks with Cronulla.
Yeah.
And Jake Averillo, they're saying West Tigers. Yeah. Don't put pen tick on that just yet either, because he's in talks with them as well.
Yeah, right.
But see, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I was very surprised.
It looked like to me they were cleaning the books, and there was someone big on the horizon, but they just seem like they're replacing like for like.
Yeah.
So I don't kind of get it. But anyway, but the Shibasaki male is reasonably strong, so won't be surprised if he ends up at Cronulla.
Yeah, interesting take that one.
Yep.
Tip?
Cronulla in a close one and not confident.
All right, we get Monday footy. King's birthday. Good on you, Kingy boy, Charles. We get a bit of footy on Monday. Canterbury Bankstown out there at a core at home to the Parramatta Eels. What a bludger of a game to put on the King's birthday. Both sides.
Well, he's a bludger.
Both sides struggling for form. Both sides been disappointing this year. I can't, with no Stephen Crine, I haven't liked anything really I've seen from Canterbury most of the year, apart from Marcelo Montoya's enthusiasm 2 weeks ago. There won't be that's not enough for me to tip them. I'm going the upset, Parramatta.
Yeah, Parramatta. If Moses plays, Parramatta.
Yep.
Can't tip Canterbury. I'm tipping Parramatta.
All right, and the Warriors have the bye.
But if Moses doesn't play, I'd be changing.
Okay.
But if Moses plays, I'm tipping Parramatta.
Yep. I'm tipping Parramatta no matter what.
All right. Any other news going around that we need to touch on? I can't think of anything too major going on.
No.
No?
No, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so, guys, just before we sign off, remember to like and subscribe. The League 365 podcast bet of the week through BearBet is... Okay, help me here, Jax. It's Manly into Melbourne, into Penrith, into... Storm. No, I said Melbourne. It was Manly,
Sharks.
Melbourne. Someone we're missing.
Sharks.
No, there's 5 legs. Manly, Melbourne. It's Penrith, Sharks, and Dolphins. That is a 5-leg now. The price is upped on the boys from BearBet. Get down there, get an account, get on the League 365 podcast, because it is lobbed 2 of the last 3 weeks, thanks to the big fella sitting on the couch over there. So we're on a bit of a roll. So
let me go again. You should have let me go again.
Mate, I got it. Week 1, I got it. Then we had to wait 10 weeks before you produced one.
Keeps tipping his side. All right, yeah, get on there, have a look. You've tipped him again this week.
Yeah.
Check it out on the BearBet. Get amongst it if you want some winners. Wait till my round next week. But if you want some losers, jump on Fergo's one this week.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week for episode 30. Thanks, guys.
See you guys. You want the bad news? Jimmy's pulled out.
Jimmy's pulled out?
Of touch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think we have no. That means we just have no subs. If those 2 boys come over and play.
And you'll have no subs?
Yeah. If they come over and play.
All right.